Hi everybody! Today we're going to show you 4 different hamsters and their personalities. And then we're also going to be talking about disorders when it comes to personality. Like literally genetic personality disorders. Alright, we're going to start off, since he is stuffing his cheeks full, we're going to start off with peanut butter here. Alright, now if I pick him up, yes, he gets a little spazzy, but he'll also decently sit in my hand, which is good. It's very good. It's a sign of a good personality. And he's a sweetheart. And then there's Sean. And Sean personally doesn't really enjoy me, but he's not horrible about it. You can see he kind of gets a little more fidgety and doesn't quite like being held very much, especially not by me. He's not bonded to me. He's bonded to Cody. And so you could kind of see the difference between him so far. Not too horrible of a difference, right? I mean, yes, he was a little bit more squirmy, but he still allowed you to hold him. Now, obviously, he's the oldest, one of the oldest hamsters. He's actually the oldest male that I have. And then you could see with Peanut Butter, for example, he was a little curious, but he still stayed in my hand. He's a good boy. Now, we're going to look at Alex, for example. She actually, besides her father, has the best personality. She is actually my best female that I have that's alive right now. Since, like I said, obviously, Sarah was the only one that ever truly bonded to me. Which you can always tell when a hamster bonds to you, because they literally thrive to please you. They thrive to have you hold them. When they hear your voice, they pop out of wherever they are and they'll come and see you and they'll want you to hold them. That was Sarah. Alex, though, however, is extremely calm and sweet. Where, honestly, doesn't matter who you are, she'll allow you to hold her. She is very, very calm. Where, literally, any stranger can hold her, and she'll just sit like this. She'll just be perky. She won't really move, she won't really squirm. She's just the sweetest little hamster that you can possibly find. And out of all the hamsters that I have, only 2 have ever had that strong of a personality where they just are completely calm and completely sweet. So I mean, once again, it's not uncommon, but for the hamsters that I have had so far, like I said, I've only had 2 that would happily lay in my hand, sleep in my hand, lay in my lap, and pretty much be just like a dog or a cat. That's, you know, like your favorite dog or cat, where they love to be in your lap, they love to be held, they love to be pet. Obviously, she hasn't bonded to me, at least not as strong as, say, Sarah, where if I call her, she won't come, but obviously she's very, very tolerant of me, or anybody holding her, which is good. For that kind of personality, that right there is the best kind of hamster you can ever possibly have. We'll put Sean down here on the floor. Alright. And then we move on to what I consider a personality disorder and or issues. And it's hamsters like these, of course, that give hamsters really bad names. Obviously, I've had Zazzle now for, I'd say, since my birthday last year. and I have yet to be able to tame him. He does not like to be pet. He does not like to be held. In fact, I've actually had him willingly, out of his way, try to bite me, hissed at me. I mean, sadly, he's one of those perfect hamsters that are a perfect example of why hamsters can have bad names, of biting, especially, and hissing. Honestly, I really wouldn't even put him at pet quality, because honestly, for hamsters like this, they do not make good pets. However, obviously, since I love all hamsters, and I think whatever kid would have most likely got him would not know how to deal with them, and chances are he probably wouldn't live a happy life, or he might have simply just been stuck in the pet store the rest of his life, or until he was fed to something. And honestly, you know, I'd rather have had him have at least a nice home with nice bedding and a wheel, toys, and enrichment such as mealworms and other things to play around with, and good food, versus being stuck in a tiny cage or being fed to something or anything else like that. So honestly, like I said, I've tried taming him for a long time. And even Smokey, who is the longest that took me to tame, was 2 months. And he became the sweetest little hamster. Zazzle, on the other hand, even petting him on a daily basis, trying to hold him, he does not like it. Like I said, he will bite, he will squirm, he will gladly hiss. And for people who own hamsters, especially like this, my best suggestion, since honestly I have so many hamsters and they're not a lot of work, what I would do is I would simply go out and get a different hamster and use that one as a pet, and then just give hamsters like this just a nice home to live the rest of their life in, so that they're not going to be fed to something or otherwise, because obviously good hamster, and if you could, oh, there's Sean, and you could see, good hamster, they're all sweet. And in fact, like I said, I've had close to 50 hamsters, including the ones that I have bred and worked with. I've only ran into one that has ever had any kind of, not hate, but I would say has a great dislike for humans, let alone anything, honestly. And so, like I said, I just pretty much gave him a home. Just like if I ended up breeding any eyeless whites or mutated hamsters, obviously, I would always take those in as well, because I knew that they would not get a good home or a home at all. So I just like to make sure that hamsters, especially like this, are well taken care of. And that's about all you can really honestly do with these little guys, because even though there are so many good hamsters, for 100 good hamsters you might run into one that is not so good and can definitely scar you from ever wanting another hamster. Because obviously, if you want a cute and cuddly animal, and hear that these are cute and cuddly, and you get ones like this, you don't want them, and you think people are absolutely crazy. So, but that's going to be the end of this video, since now you could see 4 different hamster personalities, which one obviously is the best, which ones are good and okay, and which ones are ones that you should just give the best life to, but just leave alone. So, toodles everyone!